Welcome back to the show, and if you just happen to tune in, a very good morning to you, and you're tuning in to Thursday's edition of Rise and Shine. We're all ready to start off our guest segment. And today, if you're following the show, we featured a lot of segments on science and technology. We spoke about artificial intelligence as well. So even today's guest segment is going to feature something about technology with a special focus on computer engineering and what are the platforms available right now and about the future. And today we have two gentlemen with us from the University of Peradeniya. We have Dr. K. Samarakon, Head of Department of Computer Engineering, Faculty of Engineering, University of Peradeniya. We also have Mr. Chamin Jayasuriya, the Secretary of ACES, representing the Department of Computer Engineering, Faculty of Engineering, University of Peradeniya. And they're here to talk about the faculty, the programs offered, and especially about ACES and this competition known as ACES Coders. So we have a lot of information in store for you. So we'll start off the discussion with you, Doctor. Let's talk a bit about the department, what is offered at the department.
First of all, I think I have to talk about the university first. I think the University of Peradeniya is the first university in Sri Lanka, and which was started in 1950, and it was initially started in Colombo with the intention of taking it to Peradeniya, and then Faculty of Engineering started in 1964 in Peradeniya, and that is the first engineering faculty in Sri Lanka. And then Department of Computer Engineering, it was started as Department of Computer Science in 1985, and then from 2001 onwards it was named as Department of Computer Engineering, and we offer degree in computer engineering. So that's a brief history. We can talk more about that later.
Absolutely, Doctor. Speaking of the University of Peradeniya, the oldest university of Sri Lanka, and speaking of its position in the world, it ranks between 400 and the 500 best universities in the world. So let's talk a little bit about the world rankings of the university and what it has to offer, especially when it comes to one of the best local universities in the country.
So usually the universities in Sri Lanka blame like they are not ranked well. So there are many factors in that, and but when you take, there are different rankings, and the Times ranking, Peradeniya is the only university in that ranking system, and we are in, as you said, like 401 to 500 group, and there are many other rankings, and in all these categories, Peradeniya is the number one, like Webometrics, and then QS ranking, and then there's another one for academic performance. So in all those rankings, Peradeniya is ranked 1 at the moment.
Interesting. And also moving on to Mr. Chamin, today we're going to focus on an important aspect of the ACES. So let's talk a little bit about this segment of students that join together to do innovations and inventions in the university.
Association of Computer Engineering Students, which is well known as ACES, is the official student body of the Department of Computer Engineering, and it was started in 2001, and I really think that it has come a long way since the days it was started. It consists of computer engineering undergraduates, our lecturers, and from our alumni as well. So we organize a lot of events throughout the year, events like competitions, soft skill development programs, tech talks, career fair, project symposium, and entertaining events as well. So there are two key main events that we organize as ACES. One is ACES Coders and the other one is ACES Hackathon. Let me give you a brief explanation about what ACES Hackathon is. ACES Hackathon is a competition where our undergraduates come and pitch their novel and innovative ideas in front of our lecturers and experts from our from industry, and then they have to develop their product within 2 days of time, and finally they will be evaluated based on their ideas and their product. And ACES Hackathon has been a great platform for our students to come forth and present their ideas and develop their soft skills and begin their career as entrepreneurs. In addition to those events, ACES provide financial support to our students to for their academic projects. Yeah, basically ACES is like this bridge that fills the gap between academia and the industry.
Great. So, Doctor, coming back to you, when we speak of computer science and engineering, it's a field that's fast moving. Technology is advancing, and always we have to keep up with technology. But when we speak of the workforce, there's so much more employment opportunities that are available in the industry, but we are not really in a position to provide for that workforce. This is a problem that Sri Lanka is facing at the moment, and we are trying our best to create more than 300,000 jobs in the future, especially in the forthcoming years. So how do you see that University of Peradeniya has been catering, being the oldest department ever when we speak of computer science and engineering?
Now, as you said, the SLASCOM, the software commercial arm in Sri Lanka, now they are targeting, I mean, they have a huge target to achieve within a short period, like, and they want to pass 5 billion revenue, I mean, surpassing the tea and other conventional industries. So, and even right now we have a huge demand, and our engineering graduates, they find employment just even before sitting for the last final exams. So there's a huge demand, and we are trying to improve we can increase the number of students, but the facilities that we are, because we, unlike other engineering disciplines, the computer engineering discipline do not need many resources, but we need some resources, particularly the lecture rooms and that kind of thing. But we are trying hard, and right now these other departments like civil engineering, they are producing about 150 students per year, and computer engineering, even though it is a very young department, we are producing about 60. And we are planning to increase by 20 within next 4 years. So that is the target, and we want to start and we can produce more, provided we get resources and facilities.
And Doctor, now ACES has been a great platform for students to connect with the industry.
Yes, right.
As a person from the faculty, in your perspective, what are the opportunities that have been created by ACES, and how important is ACES as a student body to connect students with the industry?
Yeah, no. When we consider the environment in the department, we have students and the academics. And academics, they are mainly concentrating on the teaching and the research, and students, they are learning. But we both these groups are catering to the industry, so we need to have a good relationship, and of course the industry is willing to help us, and they are helping a lot. As he said, we are organizing 4 main events every year. One is hackathon, and the second one is that the ACES coders that we are talking about today. So they are helping us a lot, and also they expect us to produce very good engineers. So we very often have discussions and changing our curricula, and then so that our students are ready to cater to the industries.
And also, Doctor, I think in terms of catering to the industry, the practical exposure, the practical experience is very important, and technical skills combined with soft skills. And I think already Chamin mentioned about the soft skills programs that are organized by the University of Peradeniya. And I don't think we really have to call this as soft skills, but they are essential skills right now, because without those skills, it's very difficult for an undergraduate to really sustain in the industry. How best do you think does University of Peradeniya provide these opportunities for the students?
No, we realize the kind of students the kind of students coming into the faculty, because since it is being away from Colombo. So our, we call catchment area, or the students coming from all sort of background, and we are taking extra effort to bring them together, particularly the communication skills and then presentation skills. And also we have regular programs in addition to what TESA is organizing. From the department side, we are organizing many additional programs to improve their soft skills, because it is always industry wants us to have a very good set of students, those who are capable of communicating, and that is one of the main areas we are always concentrating in addition to the normal technical things.
And also adding to it, Doctor, when we speak of industry, the practical experience and exposure, like you mentioned, is important, and the technical knowledge in equation to it is also equally important. So when we speak of the teaching mechanism, is it the active participation or the active-based learning that's used, or is it the student-centric process that has been there over the past so many years is currently being in practice? Because the teaching mechanisms are changing now.
Yes. Now we call it like a flipped classroom model.
Absolutely.
So we did not go immediately to the flipped classroom, but we are changing our teaching methods, and always it has our course as projects that are group projects. So they should be able to work with the others, team working. And also they are multidisciplinary projects, so that it's not belong to I mean, we have single, for each subject we have projects, and also we have multidisciplinary projects that are spanning through all those subjects, so that they practice what they have learned in each and every segment, and they combine them to come up with the final product.
Right. And now, Chami, let's get back into the crux of the matter. Let's talk about ACES Coders. What exactly is this event is about, and when is the next event happening?
ACES Coders is a competition which is 12-hour long, and it's an overnight competition. In ACES Coders, your algorithmic data structures and programming knowledge will be tested. And let me give you a brief history from ACES Coders. ACES Coders was started in 2010, and then it was only for our undergraduate students. After a few years later, it was opened up for external universities as well. So year by year it got bigger and better, and in fact in last year's event there were like more than 300 students, competitors from over almost all the computer science and computer engineering related higher educational institutes in Sri Lanka. So in this year also we expect more than 100 teams from over 25 institutes island-wide. So this year event will be ACES Coders version 8.0, and it will be happening on 29th of February, this Saturday, from 6 p.m. to following day 6 a.m. At the engineering faculty premises of University of Peradeniya.
Superb, great. So coming back to you, Doctor, now when we speak of the process of a project in the current university format, it could be a competition like a hackathon or even your final year project. The students do it great, probably with the publication, but then they close the book from there. We don't really see the innovative product coming into the level of manufacturing. How does the support given by the University of Peradeniya has really impacted their undergraduates to really take it to the level of manufacturing to get the product out into the market?
Yeah, now it's compared to other engineering disciplines. As I said, we can quickly go into the industry and start your own startup. And we have several experience and examples of where our students have started their startups very quickly. And one example about how important or how our students can quickly go into the industry, because as he mentioned, we have the hackathon, and one student who won hackathon participated in one of the biggest competition in the world called Coins Grand Challenge in the United Kingdom, and she won the first place. But it had two categories. One is student category, and the second one is open category.
Right.
So she her product was selected to the open category, being a student, and she got the first prize, and it's a huge surprise. And
we can see some pictures.
That's right, Chaturangi Edusuriya, and she's still in the final year of the department, and the prize money can be used for higher education or developing the product further. So they recognize the importance of this particular product, and the most important thing is that this product is related to civil engineering. So she has used computer engineering technology to develop a civil engineering product, which is to test the soil at the same place rather than taking them into the labs. So it saves huge amount of time. So the product has to be developed further, but the seed is there. So I think she's working on that, and we have in our department we have an attorney as a lecturer, so he's also helping her to have secure IP, and that because it is necessary before going into the industry.
Absolutely, yes. Right.
Right. So I mean, let's also talk about the kind of experience and exposure you get working with different professionals when you organize events like Coders. How it connects you, by being an organizer of the program, how it connects you and the set of students at the University of Peradeniya with the external world, and especially professionals in the industry, and how that exposure is very important.
Yeah, well, University of Peradeniya is away from Colombo, and we don't get much exposure to industry because we are in the middle of the country, as far away from Colombo, and events like these helped us to get into industry and show our talent to them, and also industry also getting interested in us because of these events and competitions, and I think that especially Department of Computer Engineering is much more forward to get us into industry. And as Dr. Samarakon said, now we are ready to go for the industry because of these events and competitions and this collaboration with the industry.
Interesting. And also coming back to Doctor, I think University of Peradeniya offers a lot of opportunities for the students, especially to get themselves out of their comfort zone and probably compete with the international universities and so on and so forth. Especially the international relations unit of University of Peradeniya is very strong. Let's talk a little bit about it.
Now, as you said, for this ranking, one of the important point this ranking institutions look at is the international relation. And as I said, because we the universities are blamed because we don't get international students, because our system is not allowing us to bring international students, and it is one of the areas that we can think of, and the administrators and the rule makers should think of to bring the students from other countries to Sri Lanka, because it support both sides. Financially, the institutions will be supported. At the same time, for ranking and bringing our students and taking our students to the world, it works both ways. So I think, and then our international office is doing a really great job, and that's why we became this. Came high in ranking, but we can go further. Because of this the environment or the legal framework where we cannot get foreign students, we are a bit restricted. But this is one of the areas, because it's revenue generation thing. So because our students, or the Sri Lankan students who cannot go into the universities, go into other countries like even Bangladesh and Nepal. So why can't we bring students to Sri Lanka and teach them? So it's one of the areas that we can explore.
And Dr. Finally, let's talk a bit about the industry over there as well in Peradeniya in the central province. Are there opportunities available for students over there right now? Are the opportunities increasing right now?
Even though the faculty is situated there, we don't have any IT industry around the university. So all the students who pass out from here come to Colombo and they settle here. But there was an attempt to start a industrial zone there, but because of the transport issue, they didn't realize. But I think with the highways and this infrastructure that is coming out, because there was a plan to have an industrial area around the university, because agriculture lands are there, so department is there, so it's there were some plans. So I think because IT industry can be set up in anywhere, because what you need is the internet and the communication technology. So you can work from anywhere. In some countries, people work from home. So I think it's only a matter of bringing them. And we had one company, and I heard that it is also shifted back to Colombo because of this logistics. So we hope that, but that, I mean, other than the problems of communicating or the meeting them personally very frequently, we are doing well, I think, even in spite of the distances. So it's
like you said, physical presence is not a must right now. You can work from any part of the world, and we talk about the advancement of technology. You can have Skype meetings or whatever. So in the future, we hope that the undergraduates, when they pass out, they would actually get more opportunities in the areas that they reside in as well. Hopefully.
Yes, thank you so much, Doctor, for
much.
joining us, and thank you so much, Mr. Chairman, also for joining us and giving us insights on this important topic of computer science and engineering, and especially ASUS competition that's going to be organized this year as well. And we wish all the very best for all the undergraduates who are taking part in this competition.
And with them, on a final note, we can ask them to tell if anyone's interested in joining and being a part of ASUS Coders, how they can be a part of it.
We inform the computer science and computer engineering related faculties prior to ASUS Coders by an email, and through their department heads they can apply to our event.
Right. Superb. Great. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very
It was
much.
indeed a great privilege and
the
pleasure.
opportunity to us to come here.
Thank you so much. So it's time to wind up our program on Rise and Shine today. Yes, Gihan?
Yes, and as always, the Rise and Shine family will greet you tomorrow as well. So stay tuned with the show. It's goodbye for now.